Time now to talk to Miss Kelsey for traffic. Good morning.
Good morning. Unfortunately, guys, I come to you with bad news. At this early hour, we already have a backup in an unusual situation. So let's get you a live look out. A lot of construction going on out there, and I'll, of course, be standing by letting you know how it starts to impact our morning commute. Now let's get to our weather for today. It's looking like it's going to be a pretty nice. Good morning, everyone. Thanks for waking up with the Fox 9 Morning News. We're looking at some foggy conditions up in the Northeast Metro, so as you head out the door, you may want to allow for a little extra time considering visibility could be an issue for you. Here's a look at 35 at County Road 2. This is up just a little south of Forest Lake, and we do see traffic fairly light in both directions. But if this visibility issue continues on a little bit farther into our morning, you can expect we will see some slowdowns. Let's go to a few other spots out there. This is 94 Riverside Avenue. The ramp from Riverside Avenue to westbound 94 is scheduled to close this morning. We'll see if that's really happening and whether or not we have any delays associated with that. I'll be standing by to let you know if that is the case. Over the weekend, it was basically a bust number 2 for the construction on 94 due to the weather. We were unable to do the shutdown we talked so much about last week. So actually that stretch of 94 between 35W and 280 we said was going to close remained open. So maybe some of you traveling through that way actually enjoyed that. Here's 35E at Cayuga Street. A few moments ago I showed you a stalled vehicle here that had actually shut down almost 2 lanes of traffic, but that southbound traffic flow and getting active. I'll be standing by to let you know when we start to see some of those delays out there. For now though, Jason, Don, back to you guys.
Thank you, Kel.
The fog you were talking about up in the Northeast Metro, and it looks like it's still early enough that we're not seeing it create any major delays for people, but visibility could be an issue. This is a look up on 35 north of Highway 8, and this is basically as you're traveling through the Forest Lake area. From Wyoming all the way down south through Lino Lakes, this is basically what the visibility is. Now you get a little bit farther south, if that's the direction you're heading toward, you get to the Forest Lake split, and you pretty much put that fog behind you. That traffic still flowing freely at this hour, which is nice to see because this is also as you're entering that work zone where we have 35E down to just 1 lane of traffic in the southbound direction. Well, both directions really, but it's southbound where we really see the traffic. We'll show you that on the map in just a moment. Overall, it's a pretty nice picture. This is 694 at Lexington Avenue. Work on the Lexington Avenue Bridge today over 694 will reduce that avenue to single file. That could create some delays for you either on Lexington or 694. If you ran into some unexpected, a pretty good looking day so far, so you're about to head out the door. That construction zone that can often get things backed up quite early, still looking good. So get on out now and you should be good to go. I'll have another update in about 10 minutes. Tom, Alex?
Even if they have to be at work at 9?
Yeah, just go and get
Go, all right.
done.
Start the day off.
Yeah.
I like it, Kelsey.
That's what I
Get
do.
going, the early bird.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Kelsey Stobie. You're waking up with us, and it's a Monday, and we're about to kick off another great work week. Up in the Northeast Metro, we're seeing little by little that quite heavy fog starting to lift. So that stretch from Wyoming into Lino Lakes now looking like a little bit smoother sailing for those of you traveling in that direction. Southbound traffic still fairly light, actually, this far in the northern part of our metro. So it hasn't been that big of an issue to have that fog, but as you can see, it's already starting to lift. So let's move right on. This is 694 at Lexington Avenue. A couple things around this whole Highway 10 interchange project. For one, we're going to see Lexington Avenue, or at least it is scheduled to go down to 1 lane of traffic in both directions here as it goes over 694. So prepare for some possible delays there. Also in the same area over the weekend, there were some unplanned emergency repairs or some type of construction going on Highway 10 eastbound between County Road 96 and 694. Now, whether or not they're still going on, it's hard to tell from this picture. I'm trying to get more details on that for you, but right now expect that 10 project could maybe throw you for a few more curveballs this morning than you're used to. This is 36 now. We're seeing traffic still not too bad. Westbound is usually what's heavier, and that's what you're seeing just at the very edge of your screen. But in the eastbound direction, we do have a stalled vehicle, and with that, some flashing lights. Sometimes that is enough to add to the westbound heavy traffic. So zones that would be 35E or possibly Highway 52. We'll get a closer look at all those construction zones coming up in about 10 minutes. But right now, we're taking a quick break, and is actually impacting some of our ability to travel in the Twin Cities today. Up on 694, Highway 10 eastbound between County Road 96 and 694. That stretch of Highway 10 actually closed. Too much rain over the weekend impacting the shoulder there, so now some emergency repairs underway. You maybe found yourself in some traffic over the weekend that surprised you. Well, it was unplanned, and that continues this morning. Here's a view up on 694 itself at Lexington Avenue. So not only do we have what I just explained to you sort of working against us, but we also have single file traffic now on Lexington Avenue. Work on that Lexington Avenue Bridge was scheduled to begin today. And then, of course, that whole Highway 10 interchange project, that north central project, a lot going on up here. So if you see some additional fog that was affecting visibility just north of Forest Lake, that seems to have lifted enough. We never saw really any major delays as a result of that. If you're heading southbound, though, we're seeing the jam-ups begin just a little north of County Road 96, so prepare for that, but this is to be expected. This is what we're getting used to. We had a report of a crash somewhere between County Road J and County Road 96 here on 35W southbound. I couldn't find it in the traffic cameras. We do see some slowdowns, but nothing major. I'm guessing that situation got cleared and shouldn't be an issue for us. 2 weekends in a row, we had to cancel that 94 eastbound closure between 35W and 280 due to the weather. It's scheduled to happen later this spring, so those of you traveling that I-94 stretch over the weekend, I guess, caught a break. But of course, we'll get it later in the season. Guys?
All right, thank you, Kelsey. It is
One happy Monday to you. There are definitely a few issues out on our roadways this morning that you want to pay attention to. This is 35E at County Road 96. The thing about 35E right in this area of White Bear Lake is it certainly does not need any help getting congested. We already have a lot of construction work going on here, and that is traffic down to single file. Now we have this distraction of a 2-vehicle car crash. No injuries reported. That's the good news here, but with not much of a shoulder or lane space to work with in general, this could really back things up. Again, that work zone is between Forest Lake and White Bear Lake in this crash just as you approach County Road 96. Okay, to another spot out there, we have a crash. This is in the I-94 corridor at Cedar Avenue, or in between Cedar Avenue and Riverside. It's the eastbound traffic that's impacted by this, and typically we are seeing the heavier congestion on the westbound side, but either direction right now, very slow going. Prepare for some delays. We actually lost a lane of traffic in here, and already this also, and 694 after rain over the weekend washed off some of those shoulders. They're trying to get that repaired and hopefully not to see too many backups. Also some construction news I'll get to in about 10 minutes. But right now, we're taking a quick break. Happy Monday, everyone. Yes, we're waking up to another work week, and we're going to kick it off right. A few of you are going to be dealing with a little bit of trouble, though, on your morning commute, so we want to dive right into that. 35E at County Road 96. Yes, we have a 2-vehicle crash here. Emergency crews on the scene trying to get the situation cleared because it is certainly not helping things in this already jammed up zone. This is that single file traffic zone where we're doing some construction on 35E in the White Bear Lake area, so prepare for some added delays. Right now, we see the slowdowns, or the jam-ups, I guess, stop-and-go conditions kicking in at County Road H2, maybe even County Road J. Let's go to another spot out there where we're working on a crash. That's 94 eastbound, and it looks like those vehicles have actually been pulled over, and the lane closures, some of those flashing lights, have been moved out of the way. So hopefully removing that will make things a little bit easier going in here. But if we go a little bit farther west, as but that construction zone, so now 35E traffic getting backed up more and more as time passes. Literally, as each minute passes, it's getting more backed up. 35W southbound also slow going, not just the typical stuff. We actually had a crash report where a vehicle went off the road somewhere between County Road J and County Road 96. We can't see it on the traffic cameras because obviously it's down in the ditch. Also, eastbound Highway 10 is closed between County Road 96 and 694. Some emergency repair work being done after rain over the weekend got things a little bit messy in that region. 94 eastbound closure over the weekend was canceled, so those of you traveling through there actually did it without any trouble, but this morning, not the case. Again, that's where we have one of our crashes going on. We'll take a closer look at the southern suburbs coming up in about 15 minutes, but right now, a quick break from the Fox 9 Morning News. We'll see you back here in just a few. It's true. Tune in. Hello, everyone. Good morning. Happy Monday to you. That nice weather that Keith's talking about that we'll be experiencing today, we're already seeing the first signs of it for our drivers out there. The sun's shining down as you make your way to work, and we are seeing some little cloudy spots for you out there as far as maybe your mood goes, because there's plenty of traffic congestion. It's 7:40. That means we're in the heart of rush hour. So right here, this is northbound traffic, Cedar Avenue at 35E, a little slow going. Again, it's just a highly traveled area. That is why there's no crash reported here. 394 eastbound, you can see a bright sky here shining down as these eastbounders try and make their way into the downtown area, and doing so at about 35 miles per hour. Not terrible. We did have a crash on 94 that was impacting eastbound travel even on 394 for a time, but that crash has been cleared. This one, however, has not. This is 35E up in the northeastern metro. This is in White Bear Lake around County Road 96. We already have very slow traffic through this area because it's single file due to some construction. Now, this has been going on between Forest Lake and White Bear Lake for several weeks now. We're used to that. But you throw a crash into the mix, speeds. That's happening here just south of Forest Lake all the way down to County Road 96. 35W southbound also slow going, starting to get backed up at 95th Avenue. We also had a crash reported between County Road J and down by County Road 96. Somewhere in there, a car went off the road, so that could contribute to some delays as well. Eastbound Highway 10 between County Road 96 and 694 is closed this morning after all that rain over the weekend caused issues with the shoulders up there. Some repairs being done. So you may find that eastbound Highway 10 traffic could be a little slow going as well. Going to that stretch of construction, yes, some slow going moments. Looking at the south, well, we'll get an even better look in about 10 minutes. So right now, let's get on over to Tom.
All right. Thank you so much, Kelsey.
Welcome back to the Fox 9 Morning News. Thanks for spending some time with us today. It is a Monday. Yes, I know sometimes we have the Mondays, and today a bit of an unusual situation in the South Metro may add to your Monday mood. This is northbound traffic not moving at all, really, at 210th Street. So this is south, basically the Lakeville area. Normally this time of the morning we do have heavy traffic in the northbound direction, but nothing quite like this. We had a crash at 195th Street. That was just cleared moments ago. So what I'm seeing already is the improvement right here near that scene of the crash, just a little south, which is where I showed you initially, that hopefully will start to loosen up a little bit. But if you find yourself in some traffic congestion there, that is why. Now to 494 at Cedar Avenue, westbound traffic slow going as we approach the scene of a crash here. We already are pretty congested 494 westbound at this hour anyway, so prepare that you may have a few near County Road 96. Now most of the vehicles involved in that have been removed, but it looks like someone with a motorcycle still remains on the right shoulder, a little distracting, especially as drivers are trying to focus on that construction zone. 35W southbound still heavy traffic. 694, some emergency repairs going on at Highway 10. That is going to close off a stretch of that because of the rain over the weekend. I'll have an update on that coming up in about 10 minutes. Right now, though, a quick break.
Schoolhouse is hot, so we'll see what happens.
All right, Kelsey Sobey is in looking at today's traffic.
Kelsey?
How's
Hello,
it going?
guys. It's going pretty well. We have a nice sunny day out there. I'm kind of
Perfect.
enjoying looking. Already jammed up because this is a construction zone. Then you add the fact that we had a crash at County Road 96 and still what looks like a disabled motorcycle on the side of the road, and we're going to continue to see that slow going. Eastbound Highway 10 between County Road 96 and 694, that is closed for right now as some emergency repairs are made after a very rainy weekend. 52 northbound, we have that single file traffic zone into St. Paul, so we see speeds of about 0 to 15 miles per hour, basically starting at Butler Avenue up to Lafayette Bridge. In the Southwest Metro, again, 494 heaviest right now where we have that crash. We had some slow moments on 35 down in Lakeville a short time ago, but the crash that was related to that has been cleared, so hopefully we'll continue to see things winding down, but right now, still plenty of activity out there. All right, 8:09, that means it's time for weathering. Everyone, happy Monday to you. We are seeing traffic overall start to die down a little bit across the Twin Cities area, but there are still a few stopping points. 94 eastbound at Weaver Lake Road. This is up in the Maple Grove area as you're trying to approach that 494-94 junction, the Maple Grove split, some call it. Eastbound traffic having to slow down as we pass by the situation. Hopefully we'll get that cleared. And again at 8:30, we will probably continue to see things wind down regardless. This is 35E up in the Northeast Metro as you're heading in the northbound direction here. Already a slow going zone due to single file traffic related to construction, and now this northbound crash just adding to the mix, but it could be worse up here. In fact, this spot all morning has been slow going. This actually isn't too bad in that southbound direction, which is where most of you are heading up in that region. Just typically what the traffic patterns tell me. This is 94 at Highway 280, so westbound traffic entering the construction zone there. We are at least seeing some movement. Sometimes at this hour we have stop and go conditions. This looking more like a steady pace of about 15. County Road 96. That's still creating some slowdowns. We also had what looked like a disabled motorcycle on the side of the road contributing to that. 35W southbound, though, at least finally starting to die down. Something to note on Highway 10, heading eastbound between County Road 96 and 694, some emergency road work. Close that off. So until we get that fixed, it had to do with all that rain we got over the weekend. 52 northbound, another hot spot for construction. We have the jam up right around Butler Avenue. You get north of there past Concord and things actually improve. So getting into the St. Paul area, not really bad for most of you. 35W northbound, still some heavy traffic around Highway 13, but overall 494 westbound, still very heavy traffic between Cedar Avenue and 35W. We had a crash earlier at Cedar Avenue. That's been cleared, but still contributing to the slowdowns here. Keep in mind, France Avenue, we're still down to single file traffic in the northbound direction, just right near that 494 junction. It's a week-long project. Some of the rain's been really making some of the construction difficult to get done, so we could see that continue on through this week. As soon as they finish, then they'll paint it the southbound lanes at single file. So plenty of construction going on, still some activity out there, but overall, a pretty decent driving day. With all the rain we've had, guys, on and off, it just really hasn't impacted our morning commutes at all.
Yeah, good to know. All right, thank you, Kelsey.